Hello
More gusto, more gusto.
Hello and welcome to the Superpower Dead team. I'm Peter.
And I'm Rick, and today we're having a look at episode 22, I believe, of The Mandalorian. I'm going to say I didn't see a title card come up. I must
I think
have
it was
missed
called Guns for Hire.
Okay.
I think, or something along those lines.
Right, so,
Which is interesting because a lot of the Mandalorian episodes have felt like westerns, and that's a very western title, but this one didn't really feel like a western.
I don't know whether to go now or later, but I just want your thoughts on this episode, because I'm going to go, like, you've watched season 1, 2, and now 3 and love The Mandalorian, and I was out after a few episodes of episode 1 and jumping back in on episode 3, sorry, season 3, episode 2. I'll say, I'm just going to say it's still not winning me over, but
I don't think this has been the strongest season, that's for sure.
Okay.
I mean, while I've enjoyed a lot of it, lots of parts, anyway, but so we start off, we see a squid face, what are they called? Face ship.
Is it the ship? Yeah, whatever it is, yeah.
And an Empire ship hails them, which seemed very Star Trek to me. It didn't seem like Star Wars. It felt like, the bridge of a Star Trek alien vessel or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I was just like curious about more why this, the captain's in a tube and everyone else wasn't.
Yeah, I guess they need water. They need to be replenished.
But no one else was in it.
Yeah, but I guess they go out. They have to go out in the in the cheap seats to do that or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They don't. It's not something that's ever been established before in Star Wars.
Yeah, okay. It was just. I just found it odd, but can I just skip back though? So in the previously on, so I think they may have done an older season of because there were characters I didn't recognise and there were situations I didn't recognise.
They went to a planet, a fishing planet in one episode where he first met those other Mandalorians, where he first met Bo-Katan.
Yep.
And they had those squid people.
Yeah, okay, so it was establishing that these characters are going to be...
But I think that was more to establish that was Bo-Katan's old crew.
Yeah, okay.
And she was with them. She had the dark saber, and then she lost it, and so they all went their separate ways.
And they did show in the flashback that she should have won it back because the voiceover was saying about you had to win it back in battle, and she clearly did. But then, Pedro sort of just scooped it up. Yeah.
And I didn't think about that earlier. It's probably something that was probably obvious, but it missed me.
It was obvious, but only obvious when they put it back up in the flashbacks, yeah.
And so it turns out it's not really the Empire, it's Bo-Katan's old Mandalorian crew who are just going around. Maybe they're the guns for hire, doing jobs. And
they were the guns for hire. They were very clear about that. Yeah, I thought
they're trying to... There's a Mon Calamari, Admiral Akbar's alien race.
Now, this book, the fish love. Just,
so the squid woman is involved with a prince of a Mon Calamari, and I don't know. I guess it was just a way to establish that Bo-Katan's team are off.
True, but they were guns for hire.
Jarring sort of start. Like I said, it just felt like Star Trek on a bridge. I was waiting for the screen to be like to
turn into the big communication screen.
Turn into the communication screen, which is not
Touch them in, Commander.
Yeah.
Engage.
And so, but as soon as I saw the squid, because everyone knows that's been watching this, I've been waiting for Christopher Lloyd to be in it. I was thinking,
hang on, everyone who knows, you have been waiting for. Woo! Christopher Lloyd's in season 3. He's in season 3.
So I thought here he's going to be a squid person when I saw all the squids, but no, he wasn't. So then we go to Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian, who are going to planets to find other Mandalorians, and find her crow on this planet. Do you remember what the planet was called?
Pfizer.
Something like that.
It was.
I think that's a
Fee
vaccine, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but on that point, I would say this would have to be one of the more Mandalorian focused kind of plots this so far that I've watched. I think there's been one more.
It's been very focused on Bo-Katan, though, hasn't it? This season. And so I liked all the landing stuff and the monorail or whatever it was.
The monorail thing had so much Logan's Run vibe.
Yeah.
It was just,
I was looking at even
and I know the sets were like more digitally produced than the little miniatures in Logan's Run, but it just watching it go through, I was going, that's what it was. That inspired it. Had to.
But so they get in there and they want to go see the other Mandalorians, but is it the Emperor or someone wants to see you, or the leadership or something wants to see you?
Leadership, yeah.
Yeah. And so again, I thought, this could be Christopher Lloyd. They go into a very, very brightly coloured, weird-looking dinner party, and what the heck? It's Jack Black.
It's Jack Black.
I did not know. They kept that very quiet.
Wow. Yep.
Jack Black, and Jack Black just seemed to me to be a bit out of place.
He's just trying to be Jack Black
thing.
Yeah.
He's apparently the lady that he's with, I think, is Lizzie or something.
I saw the name come up in the credits, and
I think she's someone that's quite well known. But him and his wife are running this new place. They've taken over from the Empire. He used to be a Imperial something, and they're making their own little utopia.
He was part of the readjustment, whatever they call it. Yeah, remember a few episodes ago, they had that whole episode devoted to the readjustment guy. So he was part of that.
Yeah, and they say, we want to go see these our people, and they say, coming for a walk, and they said they've got a problem with these rogue droids happening. I couldn't work out what they said. Why don't you get the other Mandalorians to do it? And I couldn't work out the reason why it had to be.
It's all their government thing, but all their governance because.
So they had to be outside the city or something.
Yes, because he's an ex-imperial leader, they're not allowed to have anyone with even mercenaries with guns or whatever, or armies inside there. They can't it's because of him. It's because of Jack Black, because of his ex-imperial ties. So they can't have them in there. They're not allowed. Their security officers can't have guns. It was explained, and because of that, they can't have even other security or armies come in.
I know they were explaining it, but I got a bit confused about what the actual.
It made sense to me, but it was just like, it was like, and the only reasons, it was sort of like a big wink. It's like the only reason you guys came in with guns is because it's part of your culture / heritage. See where we're going here? Like, you're allowed to come in with guns. No one else is.
Yeah. And so they are sent on a mission, and there are a lot of missions in the Mandalorian show. Often it just involves killing a big beast, but this one was a mission to find these rogue droids and I guess destroy them if necessary.
So I don't know if we set that up better because we drifted into winks and stuff like that, but So did you say that they're having problems with the? So the whole planet is.
I just said rogue droids. I didn't say that they were like what they were doing.
They were hurting people. They were going off task because the droids basically run it, and they wanted. Then it kind of just turned into a Nancy Drew Hardy Boys.
It was just a bit of a detective type thing.
It wasn't even that. It was so freaking obvious. It was terrible.
Yeah, but
it was horrible.
Some of it was okay. But anyway, so is it the first place they go? They go to like a big control room. Was that the first place they went to?
Yeah, I think as part of where they went. Hang on. Yes, as part of where they went to go and speak to the fat controller, who was the thin controller,
who
was
It was Christopher Lloyd. Here he is. I recognise the voice before I saw him. So he was not, as rumored, an old Mandalorian leader. He was not, as some people were speculating, an old Jedi that was in the expanded universe. He
He
was
wasn't.
he's a. I guess there's a bit more to it, but at this stage,
No, he
he's
wasn't
a
really.
security. He's a security chief.
Yeah.
So he's talking about the droids and things, and he was fine. And
He's pulling up the footage of the rogue
yeah,
droids
he's
and
pulling
showing
up
what they're
stuff of the
doing.
rogue droids, and this is where you need to go.
And at least Katie Sackhoff had to have her helmet off, so she had to be on set the whole time.
Pedro
Pedro
Pascal
was off filming something else with some other
doing The
guys.
Last of Us.
He's just doing voiceovers, going, "What are they doing here? What do we
So we
need
do
to
get. I
buy?"
mean, Lloyd does what he does best with a bit of exposition and things like with props doing his stuff.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and I'm sitting there. Oh, they go off to talk to the Ugnaughts, and I was sort of thinking, is that it? I'm thinking, is that what I've been waiting all season for?
Christopher Lloyd.
Is it just a cameo?
Oh no, it got better. It got so much better.
But I'm thinking it. Like they announced it at the beginning of last year that he was in it, so I thought he was going to have a bit more of a role, like a more of a featured role. So I'm actually feeling a bit disappointed for a bit watching this next part when they go to the Ugnaughts and so they go talk to the Ugnaughts, and Bo-Katan is quite forward with them. They don't respond to her, but see, Din Djarin in the first season had a good relationship with the Ugnaught, which was voiced by Nick Nolte.
Having watched maybe 1 or 2, 3, and I remember that, and so he knew.
And he was a great character. Like he was a really good character.
And he knew how to speak the Ugnaughts, not language, but language.
And so they're talking with the Ugnaughts, and the Ugnaughts are like saying, well, there's not a droid problem. We'd know if, we do all the maintenance. And so then I thought, oh, where would that lead to? If
hang on, you didn't get that suspicion from the first scene he was in?
No, anyway. I didn't at first because I was disappointed because I thought, could that actually be it? So now I'm thinking, oh, maybe he will be. Maybe it's him, as in Christopher Lloyd's character, behind all this. Wasn't until the. Yes,
do you remember Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I do, but it wasn't until the Ugnaughts were sort of like, no, it's not us. So I thought, oh, who's it going to lead back to? So then we have a bit of a. It took me that long. I was probably in disappointment because I thought, that's it.
Okay, so you are overwhelmed by the disappointment of Christopher Lloyd. I've just seen his character and just gone, you're the bad guy. Straight away, I've just gone, oh my God, it's him. No, hey, Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, it's him. He's there.
But so then they go to where they're the droids, battle droids from. Were they in the first Were they in the first prequel, Phantom Menace, or were they in?
Yeah. Remember when they ran away really fast from the battle droids and never ever did it again?
I thought they were in Attack of the Clones.
They were in all 3 of them. I still don't know why. So
I thought it was just the duck ones in the prequels.
Hang on. So why were there no battle droids in Star Wars or Empire? They seem quite effective.
Because they made the prequels before. I mean, after the original trilogy.
Can you imagine, like on Empire, when Lando and Leia were trying to escape and had battle droids after them instead of just inaccurate stormtroopers? I was just like,
because
where do these things go?
They were all decommissioned, obviously, after the fall of the Empire, which was after the original trilogy. Anyway. So Din Djarin starts taunting these battle droids, and I don't know if that means they're all corrupt or he was very lucky and picked the
out of the 1,000 battle droids walking past, he started kicking them in the legs, and the stupid little duck robot. Roger, I wouldn't be doing that. And it's like, oh my God, out of these 1,000, I found the one after kicking about 5.
Yeah, well, maybe they were all a bit corrupt. I don't know. So
Okay,
then they
whatever.
find the chip thing off this
Yep,
robot, which leads
yep.
them to a droid bar.
A droid bar. A droid bar.
I think
What
it's
the
canon.
hell?
I think that's in some of the animated series that there's
Are you
droid
serious?
bars.
Why the droids think, don't you just program to shut down? I don't need to go
Maybe
to a bar.
maybe it's from Solo where they wanted their own rights and stuff.
Which would have still happened. Actually, that might have happened before.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would have happened before.
I'm confused with the timelines now, but why? What does a droid need? It doesn't have feelings. It doesn't have anything. It just and then and so then I thought, were they trying to mirror the Star Wars cantina,
Maybe.
like when we don't serve their kind in here?
Well, that's what I was waiting for,
Yeah.
but that didn't happen. Then they find some. What was that? What he paid for, or sort of receipt, or I don't know.
I don't know what I think. The thing that they pulled out of it,
Yeah,
the battle droid's neck. I don't know what that was. I thought it might be like a drug or something, like a.
but it said that
Yeah,
whatever.
let's say it's the droid equivalent of a matchbox in old 50s. Oh, someone's been to. Look what
Yeah.
I found in this pocket, and that's kind of the droid equivalent of that.
So that leads them to the robot morgue, which again I couldn't work out.
You're not understanding why I'm just going. This is fucking shit.
And so they find, is it another chip or something? And the woman looks at it and they find some writing on it, which leads to where this fuel that's corrupting these robots is coming from. And it leads back to
Oh my God,
Commissioner Hellgate. His
Christopher
name in the
Lloyd.
episode is Commissioner Hellgate.
Ah.
So then they confront Lloyd, and he stands up, and this is why I wonder if he's got a bit more significance, because we find out that he's a separatist, and he knew Count Dooku, which I thought was a nice touch.
I think it was just throwing a name into an episode.
No, I like that. They said I haven't conformed with the Republic. I didn't conform to the Empire.
So you're a separatist then? Hello there.
Separatist. Yeah. And so he's threatening to press the button that's going to turn all the droids back to their evil
battle droids,
droids, and destroy the city. And then Bo-Katan just shoots him with some stun gun.
Because he's gone on his megalomaniac route, and she's just kind of just gone.
I could have done with some more monologuing. I would have been more than happy to see that. And so then I thought, well, that's it, because I thought he might be dead. Then Bo-Katan and Din Djarin take Commissioner Hellgate, Christopher Lloyd, to confront the Emperor and his wife. So it's Jack Black and Lizzie.
And Lizzie just kind of says, I'm really disappointed with you. I'm sorry I've disappointed you, and walks away with the
No, she casts him away to be.
Yes, but he just walks away and it's just like, I would have gotten away with it too if it was those damn pesky Mandalorians.
But he's got those robot guards. He can't just run off.
Yeah, but he just walked away. Like, I'm going to banish you to this. I'm going to banish you to the moon planet.
Yeah, banish is the word.
Oh, okay, I'm going to go.
He must have been there for years.
There was no pleading. There was no, you're wrong for this. It was just like, oh, okay, I disappointed you. I'm sorry. I'm going to the moon planet. I guess.
Maybe he's got something else up his sleeve, Rick. You never know.
I'm going to say, if he does, if there's a bigger part for this to play, I'll look back on this episode and go, well done. If not, what a piece of crap.
I mean, at least he didn't die. So there's a possibility that Commissioner Hellgate will return.
He might come back. What?
He might come back. Maybe he'll escape from his planet. Who knows? Because people tend to pop up again in the Mandalorian, so we can only
We
hope.
do know that what was the end of the last one? Someone else who was supposed to go and be
Oh,
as a,
Moff Gideon.
yeah, so we know he's alive still. So
Yeah. So
maybe
one
it's a
way,
plan. No, maybe it's a plot. They're all going to meet on this moon.
maybe.
Oh no, yeah, maybe.
I think it's probably more likely that that was Christopher Lloyd's one and only Star Wars appearance, which is a bit disappointing because I honestly, when they announced it, I thought he was going to be a regular.
Yeah, no,
Not this
no,
season, maybe
yeah,
not for the rest of the time, but
yeah, but just like
it's
a regular three, like Timothy Oliphant, maybe something like that. But
yeah,
anyway, and there's the so after that happened, there's this whole happy, joyful part about we welcome the Mandalorians, we're going to recognize you, and that's going to help the Senate stuff,
yeah.
and blah blah blah. And then there's an after scene where
Bo Katan and Din Djarin. This was the
and
best bit in
Kara,
the
yeah,
episode for me.
it probably was, yeah. And so Kara goes up and confronts her old crew, I guess. I don't know, yeah.
And
And you
the
have to
man
fight
leading
me.
him, I can't remember what his
Yeah.
name is, challenges. Oh, she challenges him for leadership.
Oh no, he kind of said, if you want leadership, you're going to have to challenge me.
Yeah.
She said, well, I'm going to challenge you then. And
So
then
they
there's the whole they
have a big
fight.
fight. She does defeat him, and he says, "You're not fit to be our leader, basically, because you can't even get the dark
Dark
saber off of
Saber.
Din." And then Din goes to give it to her, and they said, "We can't. That's not part of our code or
Operate.
whatever."
Yeah.
He says, "Well, technically, I lost it and got
You
captured,
defeated
and you
someone.
rescued
Yeah.
me from
Yeah.
by defeating the person that took the saber off me. So technically, it's yours." I didn't even think that when it happened in that episode.
Okay. And then
And
she gets
so,
it back, and
so now
everyone
she's back.
and now it's like
So
the
now she
Ewoks
can rule Mandalore.
bowing. So it's like the Ewoks bowing down to C-3PO. Oh, goldenrod,
No, it's
goldenrod.
important.
No,
She has got
okay.
leadership. They've been setting her up as a big leader. Like she's probably been the best thing about this season, really.
And I think I've read somewhere else. So she's voiced that character in a lot of the animated series, I think, as well. So the character itself, which I don't know, has been had a longer
Life.
life in this series than what I know it to be. So, but I'm like, if I had to rate this episode out of 10, I'm giving it a solid 2.5. It was not
It was
great.
I just found that planet a bit like it didn't with Jack Black and his little party. They're playing like space croquet. Just made me think of Alice in Wonderland and things. But I mean, I always love seeing Christopher Lloyd. So I thought he was fine. I thought his role was okay. I would have liked to
Until
have
the
seen
end.
more of him,
Uh,
and maybe
and,
we will. But it would be great if he does pop up again.
so maybe he
You
did
never
surrender.
know.
Maybe he did surrender because there was a bigger plan.
Maybe, but I don't think he could have done anything because he's got those like robots all around him.
Oh, I'm sorry for disappointing you. Walks off. There's no rant. There was no
Yeah.
nothing. It was just, it was. I guess he kind of blamed Jack Black for coming in and ruining what the
Yeah,
planet
he
was.
did. He was loyal to the princess or the empress or whatever, but not so much to
Yeah.
Jack
Yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
But I just found it like I was expecting Christopher Lloyd popping up, but I was very surprised to see Jack Black.
Oh, I have to admit, it took me a little bit of going. I know it. I know who you
Yeah.
are, but who are you? And then there was a couple of scenes. I went, oh my god, it's Jack Black. I'm used to seeing you. Oh no, you are playing a moron. Okay. So
I don't have much else to say.
this was the least notes I wrote down. Like in the whole, I guess, 6 episodes I've watched, this has been the least notes I've watched because I've just been, whatever.
I think this episode will be quite divisive because I've had a quick look on Twitter and some people are loving it and some people are like, wow.
Is it one of those filler episodes? Did the last one end with
Well, the ending was pretty important.
the ending's important, but you know how they used to do that with Angel and Buffy and other ones where you're building up a story, and then you have a filler episode, but the end means something. So, because was it the end of last episode where I don't.
Well, it was the end of last episode where the armorer sent Bo-Katan off to.
So when was the one
find
where
other Mandalorian?
Yeah, but
the last episode was probably the best episode of the season.
But wasn't there the cut scene right at the end where Mr. Miyagi went to and found that what's his name, Moff
Gideon
had indeed escaped. So there was that whole build up to that, and you kind of wanted this episode to carry on from that, just going, all right, what's going on? But it was like nothing. But then
she got her crew back, and
this was basically establishing that she got the Darksaber back.
She got the Darksaber back, which is pretty important.
So anyway, it was. Maybe next week I'll just go, oh, wow, you've blown me, you've surprised me. Whatever. Okay. Keep the love for Star Wars, people.
Thank you for watching the Superpower Daredevil team. If you enjoy our videos, please like them and please subscribe to our channel.
And you can comment down below. We love a comment. And please ring that bell.